flavors and so forth. We have a list of ingredients that science has revealed, and we have a list of laws that seemingly govern those ingredients. And nowhere in there is there even a hint that when you put those particles together in the right way, an inner world should turn on. And it's not only that there's no hint, it's insane. I mean, it's ridiculous. How could it be that a thoughtless, passionless, emotionless particle, when grouped together with compatriots, somehow can yield something so deeply foreign to the nature of the ingredients themselves? So answering that question, I think, is among the deepest questions.
Hello, I'm Tom Campbell. In 1972, I was a full-time applied physicist by day, time consciousness researcher by night and on weekends. As a physicist, I specialized in modeling large complex systems within computers. As a consciousness researcher, I defined and explored drug-free altered states of consciousness and investigated the abilities and limitations of consciousness. Eventually, I was able to merge the study and application of both physics and consciousness into one overall model of reality. The result of this research unites the worlds of objective and subjective experience, thus achieving the goal of generating a unified, comprehensive theory of everything, that is a TOE, a TOE, that bridges metaphysics and physics with one scientific understanding. The results of this work are published in the form of the My Big Toe trilogy and in over 200 YouTube videos of my workshops, conferences, and interviews. The My in My Big Toe does not represent pride of authorship, but rather the fact that in the subjective world of your consciousness, if it's not your experience, it cannot be your truth. The My in My Big Toe is to remind you that you must develop your own big toe from your own experience. The My Big Toe, MBT trilogy, develops a complete derivation of consciousness. This derivation begins with two assumptions and then proceeds to logically derive all the attributes, limitations, properties, qualities, and mechanics of consciousness and the larger reality. What it is, where it comes from, and how it works. The two assumptions are, 1, that consciousness exists just as we experience it, that is, as an information-based, self-aware, self-modifying system, and 2, that evolution exists just as we experience it, that is, as a process of natural selection, a process that will, over time, lead a self-modifying system to better accommodate both internal and external environments. From these two assumptions, all the rest unfolds logically. As it turns out, consciousness is fundamental and all else is derived therefrom. Metaphysics, that is, ontology, epistemology, cosmology, and theology, and the concepts of God, spirituality, love, morality, and free will, as well as human purpose and potential, are all easily derived as logical consequences of the MBT theory of consciousness. Likewise, but more surprising, modern physics is also derived as a logical consequence of consciousness, thus unifying physics and metaphysics as subsets of a single overarching understanding of reality. Many major problems and paradoxes of both physics and metaphysics are solved simply and completely by applying this new perspective. MBT theory accurately predicts the results of scientific experiments and makes new predictions that are experimentally verifiable.
That hope that maybe before I move on to wherever, I don't think there is an after, but I would love before I leave this earth to know the answer. But, you know, science and the universe, it's not about pleasing any individual. It is what it is. And so we just press onward and we'll see where it goes.